Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Alan's Day. It is turning out to be a wonderful day. A little chilly this morning here in northeast Wisconsin. We're at the end of March, and the snow piles are getting smaller, and they're going away. We had ice on the puddles this morning. Tomorrow it's supposed to be warm. So, that's sort of bike riding season, and I like to just get on my bike and go for 10, 15, 20, 30 miles on a bike ride. The only problem is my electric bike with the big battery in there, I can only get 15 miles out of that bike before the batteries are dead. So we're going to fix that today. Let's get inside and see what we got going. Oh, we got some kit in action. That is Yeller 2 projects in here. I've been slacking this winter. We got Gene's trailer. I've still got to do stuff on there yet. I got some skid plates from the bottom, an inverter to put in there. It never ends, but that's a good thing. You always need to have a list that keeps you thinking and keeps you moving. So, into the garage here. Oh, we got gator stuff to do. We got lights and winches to put on there. But what we're after here is this electric e-bike. My goal is there's a battery in here. I've got 1.5 years on this bike, and the very expensive battery is toast in there. So I can probably buy the replacement battery for that for about 270 bucks. But I don't know. I don't want to do that. So we're going to squeeze everything we can out of that battery. And we have the low mileage battery, which is a 10 amp hour battery. I'm not sure what the amp hours are in that battery. We're going to find that out in a minute here. But the goal is we're going to take this battery and that battery, hook them up somehow in here. So we have 2 batteries on there. And maybe I'm going to get my 30 to 35 mile range out so I can go on a decent bike ride. To start the whole process, let's get this bike on that table, and we'll start tearing into it, and I'll show you some of the goodies I got for it. I think I need a bigger table, but we'll see if we can get this to work. So let me bring you back when I get this thing secured on the table, and we'll get this thing broke loose. We got it. Block of wood, jack strap going all the way around, a bungee cord, we should be good. Now what we got to do is we got to split the bike. This is one of those foldable ones. I don't know if I like that feature. I don't think I've used it that much, and the bike isn't that much smaller. So let me get this thing cracked open. There we go. We got her split open. Let's get this battery pulled out of here, and let's see what the amp hour is on this one. And to get the battery out of here, which I'm not a big fan of, you've got to turn this key. So you got to turn the key so this little pin comes out right here, which lucky that frickin' key doesn't bust off. And then you got to turn it back the other way. You got to slide the key out to get the battery out. You're doing all this on the side of the road, and you're watching out for traffic. So I'm not a big fan of this whole thing right here, what they got with their key and their pin and everything else. But you get what you pay for. Now, and according to the label, this is the big one, the 14 amp hour. So on those small ones, the way everything going, I don't think you can get but frickin' 8 miles out of one of these bikes with those small batteries there. So when I bought the bike, I think I saw some advertising on there. You'll get 68 miles. Yeah, I don't think that happened. So anyways, the next step of the process to get these two batteries hooked up to that bike, one, I got to find a home for the second battery, and I think I can get that thing to fit down inside of here. But did some Amazon shopping, and let's see, I bought a bunch of stuff. Not quite sure what's going to work in there yet, but we'll get her figured out. So the big thing that I needed was some sort of a splitter regulator. That is what this is. It's a T-Best electric double battery setup. I'm not sure what amp I need. This happened to be a 60 amp, and they make an 80 amp, but according to talking to my AI girlfriend, she said 20 amps would work. But if 20 amps will work, 60 amp rating will be better. We're not going to have problems with it. So what this is going to do is battery A in, battery B in, and then it goes out back into the bike. I just have to start tearing that apart and figure out where these two wires can connect together and all the right connectors. We got different jumper leads on here. I got some 60s, XT60s, because in the literature for the 60 amp dual battery splitter here, it didn't tell you what size you had ends on there, and it looked like you couldn't tell off the picture if it was a 60 or 90, so I got both. They weren't that expensive, the 60s. I think these were only about $9. And then if all else fails, I got the kit with a bunch of T60s, T90s, some adapters, some splices. It wasn't that expensive, so we'll get this going. And I don't even know what's in this box here. That's a different project. Well, let me get all this tore apart and start tearing into this and see what we need to connect this up. So it looks like it's pretty straightforward. The top lead is negative, 3, 2, 1, and positive wires there. So I got to connect up to these two leads here. Let me start tearing into this thing. Little bonus footage. These extra boxes here. This is a drilling jig here. And you can either put a pipe on there, you can do a 45-degree angle. It's a drill guide. You put it on there. And then a little handheld one. I saw somebody using these on YouTube. I should probably stay away from YouTube and Amazon, but they got a lot of good stuff on there. Well, let me get this put away and focus on the task ahead. Well, here's the belly of the beast. Let's see what we got here. Oh, it looks like we got the T60 connectors on there. This is going to be easier than I thought it was. I got to just go from the T60 to the T90s, and away we go. So the electric bike has the XT60 connection, and we've got the 60 connector here, but I think we might have an adapter to go from a 60 to a 90, and then I can use the bigger plugs. Well, let's see what we got going on here. Well, I've been doing some thinking. That's why I got my thinking glasses on. Got her all figured out, and I put it all on a piece of cardboard, and I'll just sort of go through this real slow. We start out with our balance discharger. That is right here. That has that style connector on the end, and then we needed a pigtail, which I got out of that kit, and then we needed this connector, came out of there, and this goes down to the bike controller. So I'll go real slow for the person that's going to want to build this on their own. Pretty simple, straightforward. There again, now we got to run the circuit from here going over to our spare battery, and that we've got our XT90 male, this little female adapter that I have to solder all these connectors together right here. That goes over to this connector here, and then another connector over here. And to connect to the battery terminals, the top one right here is the negative, and then we got the positive. I got out of the kit these parts here. I'm going to solder this onto the end of that wire and give it just the right amount of smack so it's a little flat, so it'll lock down into here. Now going up to the battery for the bike, we go that same direction here. Here's all the part numbers and pieces. In a perfect world, I'd see if I can buy another one of these connectors to hook onto this battery. Maybe I'll find one yet, but these part numbers here are for the connector from electric bike and the holder for electric bike, and this is the connector on the electric bike right here, and here's what I'm attaching to that. So everything from here is all plug in. The only thing that I got to sort of patch in is these two connectors to get it stabilized in this in the battery here. Whew. I will bring you back when we get this whole mess figured out how to put that in here, because it's all not going to fit in that hole here, but I'm going to have to drill some holes on the side. Oh, one other thing. Here is the kit that I had purchased to get some of the components out of. Here is the big pigtails, the 90s, and here's the 60 pigtails that I purchased right there. So those three purchases there, and this, so you got 4 things to buy, and you'll be able to put this together not only on an electric brand bike, but I'm pretty sure you'll be able to use some of these components to put it on maybe almost quite a few brands out there. So do your own research. We made it to the soldering part. I got one pigtail made up. You know, I think you can buy these pigtails off of Amazon already put together with 2 different ends. But here's what we got. We got our soldering iron, good and hot. We have electrical solder. Put a little bit of heat to it. Be careful you don't melt the plastic. just like that, we got that that joint soldered up. Let me put some heat shrink on it, move on to the next one. Your tip for today: dielectric grease. Don't forget to do all your connectors with dielectric grease. Pretty much on all your electrical connectors. Be a good idea, or at least that's what I do. Making progress. I got figured a spot for the balancer right here. That's going to sit there. A couple of zip ties or some clamps or something. Haven't figured that out yet. Drilled a hole here. Took and drilled a hole up there using step bit. Went pretty good. Put a big oval hole in there. That'll fit. Now I just got to get the face back in there. Get that second battery mounted. Maybe we might go for a bike ride yet. I don't know. It got pretty freaking cold out there. The last soldered connection. That's it. That'll hold her. Well, let me get the bike shut up and figure out how to get that battery mounted. Then we can maybe go for a ride. So sort of the area that I got to sort of patch things together, and that is putting this connector end on here. And I put those little soldered, those little connectors on there. Now I got to make sure they stay in there. And this has been my go-to. It's gap filler super glue. So I'm filling a gap, right? Fill that up there. And then this instant dry set, spray that on there. And we're good to go. I'll put a couple more coats of super glue on there, and then we're ready to plug this thing in. We got her done. Yay! It doesn't look like a factory install. We got some zip ties there. There's our controller, our wires there. It just fits in there. You got to slide the seat out, and it slides in there. And I got the key positioned here, so I got one key here, and I got one key there. And I tested it out, so if I shut the keys off, one or the other, they can run independently. So nothing to do but take her for a ride and see if we can get over 15 miles on this thing here. But I'm debating how big of a ride, because it is freaking windy and it's cold. We'll take a little ride out there. I'm gonna have to get bundled up though. Well, I'm all geared up, ready to go. Got my helmet. I got a flashing light on the back of my helmet. Never go riding without your vest. I got my gloves on. It's in the high 30s out there and windy. We'll see what we can do. The bike is all put together, battery set in there, 0 miles, full bars. Let's go see if we can pound out about 15 miles and see where it goes to. It's a little cold out here today. Well, so far we haven't lost any bars, and we're at 3 miles. And it's still cold out here. We got snow on both sides of the road, and everything's frozen. It's getting nothing but colder. But at least I think we're over the hump now with the battery dying so damn quick. Let me just continue on here. We're at 11 miles. And we still have some bars on there. And I don't think I'm going to be heading to Michigan anytime soon. I think my battery's going to die. You're going to get your mileage report. We're at 21 miles, and the bars came up a little bit since I stopped here, so maybe I might be good for my 30. So I made it down to the bay here, and you can't see them, but I can. It's just all full of swans as far as you can see, all the way along here, all the way on both sides here. So this is down at Sunset Beach Park. It's just a little park that they've got here. Come down here, not much, just a couple of picnic tables, but a lot of wildlife down here. So I've got probably 5 miles to get her home. I think we're gonna make her. I'll catch up with you when we get home and see where we're at. Now you get the tour of downtown Suamico. Busy place on a Saturday night. Well, I'm heading home. We're almost at 25 miles. We made her home. We're just at about 27 miles, and we're down to 1 bar, and that's running at level 3. Let's stop and see how the horses are doing. We got Lux and Bodie and Summer. They're pretty shaggy. They need to get rid of some hair. So, well, thanks for sticking around with me for the day, working on this Lectric XP 3.0, hooking up dual batteries in here. So the moral of the story is, I got an extra 10 miles out of putting a dual battery on this specific bike. Maybe on a different bike, different batteries, you're going to get more, but the most I can get out of here is 27 miles, maybe 30. That'll have to do, because I don't want to spend $600 for 2 more batteries to get a year and a half out of them. It's going to get pretty pricey to be riding around an electric bike. So, well, guys, thanks for sticking around. See you on the next one. Thank you for watching Alan's Day. Life is about making choices. Some things are already perfect. Some things you may choose to upgrade. This channel will show you both. Please like, subscribe, and share. Thanks again.